Hello, everyone, and welcome on over to the Unified stream. We're ready to get into some good old action with the Unified League for the 2024 Fall Collegiate season. We're over here inside the Premier League, ready to get into things. My name's Travis. I'm joined here with Captain Ahsoka. Cap, how's it going?
Well, it is certainly going, I'll tell you that much. And I got to tell you, we had ourselves a great day yesterday, covering some Overwatch with the homie FBI Tugboat. And now here we are today, and we are getting ready to run some Rocket League. And honestly, I just can't wait to get into it. I was a little confused for a second because I saw the screen too, and I was like, hang on. I was like, I'm like frantically checking my settings, making sure I'm not. I was like, oh my god, I'm not on the right screen. I'm in trouble. But no, in all seriousness, I'm ready to get in. Yeah, I'm ready to get into some Rocket League again. There's been a lot of interesting things happening within the collegiate realm of Rocket League. Okay, if you're following on the socials, interesting things are happening, and so I'm ready to keep those interesting things alive and well here at the Unified Collegiate League.
Hey, you know what? Things that are interesting, though, is all the games that are happening over here inside of the collegiate season. So before we start talking about today's games, let's go ahead and take a quick moment to shout out the games that are going on throughout the week. As you can see over inside of this week's schedule, we have Overwatch 2 on Monday, not 1. That game doesn't exist anymore. Rocket League on Tuesdays. That's here. This is Carball, baby. On Wednesdays, we got League of Legends. Go ahead and lock in Summoners. And then on Thursday, we go click, click, boom on some heads with some Valo. Friday, we take it over. Final destination for the week. We have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, baby.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, it has been an absolute pleasure being able to be a guest with you on some of those days for Super Smash as well. Again, that place, the community in general for Smash has a nice place in my heart, I gotta say. I absolutely love it over there. But today it's all about Rocket League, right? It's all about the good old-fashioned Carball. And this is my home. This is where I come from. I come from Rocket League. So again, it's always nice to get back to your roots. So cannot wait to get this underway.
Comes from the Carball. Actually, it was born and molded by Carball. But let's go ahead and talk about our teams that we got going on here. We got Pennsylvania State University and Virginia Commonwealth University actually going head-to-head against one another. So this should be a very fun matchup because this is the first time, I think, we have had a even matchup coming across, which I think is very big in terms of the win-loss record and whatnot. Both of these teams are at a very decisive point inside that win-loss record where you want to break free, and I believe we're going to be getting ready to go into the game.
Yep, that should do well. As you can see, we have PSU, we got VSU all on the field and ready to go, as both of these teams currently sitting at 2 and 3. So one of them of which is going to be finding themselves at an even standing before the night's over with, right? So again, a lot of the line for both of these teams is they currently are negative in their overall positioning. So if either one of these teams takes a win tonight, they're going to balance themselves out. So a lot on the line for both sides.
Yeah, and right now we're getting ready to get into it and whatnot. Unfortunately, casters have been blinded. Just so you know, Ultimate CC has been put on to us. So while you on screen, you do see the feed. Casters did get blinded. So you're going to hear us do a little casual talk as we're trying to get ourselves into the game. So we have eyes on it. So what we actually call the action. Let's go ahead and see as got a little bit of a feed, it looks like, to get everything going.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can see it. Yeah, so let's have a look-see here as we're already off to the races. Already a minute gone and nearly being able to get the first goal to go. Cheetah not going to be able to hit the mark as that one gets saved and cleared away.
See, they're pushing on through, getting themselves a good bit of that pacing going in. But PSU, oh, that was a devilish shot right off the bank, right off the post. A little bit of heartbreak off of that avenue as PSU are going to have to get that offense going for themselves. I do see that there is a score in there for PSU. I do believe that is an error. I believe this should be the first game of this series. So that should be getting fixed up soon. But PSU are in a very, very way for themselves, but it looks like VCU is trying to push on that offense. That's the crispy fish guy getting that score in there. Let's go
And
ahead
again,
and yeah.
yeah, that was a great play being made by VSU. Again, coming in with the physicality in order to get that bump and knock the goalie clean out of position there. And it didn't even take, the strongest shot in the world. But as long as you have that backup, you have that force, that physicality, you're going to be able to make plays. And VSU are going to enjoy a 1-goal lead so far, as the counterattack now is going to be saved and batted down until Cheetah able to finally get one to find the back of the net.
Go push it on in there, clean as can be, takes advantage of the clear. It was not a good decisive clear. Whenever you want to get a good clear like that, you want to just launch it over to the other side, but instead it turned into an impromptu alley-oop. So now 1-1, Cheetah, ball on their side of the court, says, hey, check this out. Wizard says, I got a magic trick. It's called the ball disappearing in your net.
Yep, there you go. That's a good shot there coming from Weezer. But you also got to keep in mind that, Grayson Tree also getting the assist there, and that's what I like that I'm seeing coming from VCU so far, is that everybody's getting involved, everybody's getting touches on the ball, and no one is really tripping over themselves so much. Like, yeah, has there been a double commit? Sure, but it's not overbearing to where you can't recover and, try again. VSU, they have had maybe like 1 or 2 hiccups, but for the most part, they are communicating well and they are spacing evenly on the field.
They are getting in there. PSU want to go ahead and try and get that get back yet again. Cheetah was key in doing that off of a clear last time. See if they'll be able to manipulate some offense on their side. VCU looking like they are in a good way at the current moment in time. PSU not able to find a decisive moment to have that ball control. Lots of one touches coming out from this squad.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. And we did see at least 1 assist coming from the side of VSU earlier, and I think we need to see more of that. We need to see more of the give and go. Meanwhile, Weezer on the defense, I love the preemptive jump. I love the strike, being able to get into the face of the opposition to deny before the shots come through. As once again, VSU, their defense holds strong.
Doing a great job for themselves, making sure to keep a hold of this. You want to keep a hold of this lead as long as possible. But hey, why not just make that lead a little bit more decisive? Grayson Tree, check this out. Just tap it off the back wall, hits it at an angle, says, I will follow you wherever you want to go, ball. Ball said, I want to go in the net, and says, back.
Yeah, I don't even know what tree that is that Grayson Tree is using. Again, I'm familiar with many of the vehicles, but they keep adding more and more and more. So sometimes your memory fades and you can't remember exactly which one that was. But Grayson Tree, they put a shot on and it looked like their own teammate deflected the shot.
Yeah, it is a glorious thing for them. Now, Crispy Fish Guy, this defense has been immaculate from VCU ever since they had that one tricky scenario. PSU has not had a great situation. We see it yet again. Ball stops right in front of the goalpost. PSU cannot convert that into a scoring opportunity because VCU immediately swarm yet again. And PSU, the engines, they're sitting there on empty. They got no gas in the tank. They ain't able to swerve in there and find that shot decisively on the mark.
Yeah, now just over 35 seconds remaining. VCU still with a comfortable 2-goal cushion, as PSU still having to play defense as finally they get the ball past the midfield line. Big pinch coming up from Weezer as this one goes the other way. And now looking to score again. The shot will go wide and the pass is incomplete.
Tried to get it. You saw Grayson Tree actually tried to salvage that at the last moment, but he couldn't sandwich it in between the posts. And now is a decisive bit of time. But PSU, guess what? Time is up. Game number 1 is going to go the way of VCU. All that's left is for the ball to drop, hit the ground, and there you go, VCU. We're going to take game number 1 inside of this best of.
Yep, that they are. And you know what, again, we're seeing, and again, I love to point out whenever I see the non-meta vehicles coming into play, got to see the Dominus, and like I said, I can't even remember what Grayson Tree is driving at the moment. And then of course you do have the 1 Octane. But with that being said, we have been seeing some fantastic plays being made so far. A couple of mistakes here and there, but I think once we get into game number 2, it's going to be a lot more tight grid. It's going to be a lot more of an even matchup. And I think we're really just getting started, quite literally, because it looked like both teams were kind of really struggling to find each other on the field. For the most part, it just felt as though that it was mostly just giving away possession. And then whenever, we saw VCU finally take control and pace and they really slowed things down, that's when the plays were being made.
The thing I'm worried about, if you are VCU, you should feel pretty confident, right? You're going into this net series, right? I feel like if you are PSU, you got to turn around and say, all right, what worked first? We got one goal off of a bad clear from their behalf, right? Let's turn this around into a scoring opportunity. We need to stop getting these like little one-touch scenarios where nobody can follow up. They need to get decisive moments where they control the ball, because VCU feel like they're in complete control of the pacing, the tempo. When you hit the NOS, when you play in D, when you play in O, it does not matter. It is just VCU who is kind of controlling the pace, and PSU, they gotta get up into the driver's wheel.
Well, here we go, getting game number 2 underway. Again, VCU in the driver's seat as they are able to go into this one with a 1-0 series lead, looking to hold on to it. As now the counterattack for PSU is underway. The bounce touch is good, and Cheetah will find the first goal.
Hey, yo, for game number 1, shoot. Game number 2, they wait. They are in their splash zone right off the gate. 15 seconds in, they get that score. PSU coming out with a fire lit under them.
Yeah, and again, it was a little unfortunate to see a little bit of that orange trail on the aft end of that kickoff too, but we've seen that from BSU. They like to play the aggressor, even if it may cost them. Hopefully it won't cost them too much as we continue on. 30 seconds gone, 1-0 for PSU.
We're talking about criticisms that you had, some of the things that you saw that could be exploited. PSU could be in that situation, but VCU is doing what I was talking about before the game, what I was worried about. They're controlling the ball, but PSU almost getting a little bit of ball control for themselves, almost dribbled it right down the center.
And now you got Cheetah up on high, has a little boost, has a teammate, and once again, a 50-50 will fall in the favor of PSU.
I'm sorry. I had to get a towel. That was nasty. What just happened over there? Some great team play from PSU, and then it's almost like a different team playing inside of this game number 2, right? The coordination that's coming out from PSU, we didn't see this inside of game 1. In game number 2, they said, all right, we are awake, our fingers, they're warm, we were playing with cold hands before, whatever excuse you want to throw in there. They don't exist anymore. PSU is all, they are awake, they are on fire.
Well, let's see if we can get at least a point on the board here for VCU as they ring from post to post and can't get the ball to go. That woulda, shoulda, coulda been a goal for VCU.
Oh, that's a heartbreak and a half right there. That is so unfortunate for VCU just to see the ball dancing like that, but it takes more than 2 to tango with that net. And now VCU center up the ball. Nobody's in position to try and swing in. PSU's defense has turned into the ultimate offense for them, as yet again VCU, they've controlled the ball. They have had more ball control than PSU, but it's these swift breakaways from PSU that have became the deciding factor. They found a kink in the armor, and they are exploiting it.
Well, now you got Pulsar from off the back wall. Gets interrupted, though, by Tree. As now out from the corner we go, back towards that midfield line, and now PSU really taking control here, going back out towards the corner, looking for a teammate, but no, we'll find a defender, as now PSU begins to stranglehold VCU inside of their own territory.
Playing a little game of Pong there on the defense, just going up and down on the board, but you know what? What goes up must come down, and there's a Cheetah waiting to strike. Absolutely pounced onto that shot, found their moment, sunk it into the corner. Beautifully done.
Yeah, once you hit that upper 90, it's nearly just guaranteed to fall, unless you got another defender there in the far post. Again, the defender coming from VCU, unfortunately, was hugging that near post just a little bit too close and got punished. Now you can see VCU desperately trying to get their first goal on the board before this game is too far gone.
We're at 2 minutes, so still not a game that's too far out of their control just yet. The problem is, Can they remember how they found those scoring opportunities last time? The question is they do, but they cannot find it. But there it is. Wizard goes in and pulls a little bit of spatial magic out of their pocket. They see the space that's been bought up. They go in, give a little tap on in there, and just drop it into the net.
Yeah, and again, what we were seeing is pretty much the same plays that were landing for VCU in the first game. Only problem is now is that they're hitting the crossbar, they're hitting the sidebar, and then what should be finished on the first attempt, now you have to take 2, 3, 4 more extra attempts. And speaking of PSU, they're going to have to take another attempt because they blocked their own shot. My goodness.
Oh, look, that's you hate to see it on the side, but now it's about just recovering it. You gotta just say, all right, you know what? We're gonna talk about that after the game. We're gonna VOD review that. We're gonna pause on that moment. But for right now, we need to keep scoring goals. We need to keep this tempo up. We are red hot. We on fire, and we do not want the side of VCU to be able to put us out. CPSU's got that offense going. They're kicking it up to another notch. I love these long clears, but VCU taking advantage yet again, revisits Heartbreak Avenue and cannot find anything for themselves. Just another opportune moment. Cheetah will always run wild.
Yeah, and a big fast break there too. Now, once again, they get that 3-goal lead, just over a minute left to go. Still time enough. It's definitely doable for VCU, but with the way that PSU is playing, they haven't been giving them any opportunity to really control the ball. And if VCU can't take control away from PSU, then they're simply not going to have enough time in order to try and equalize.
No, it would take multiple attempts off pitch from what we've seen from PSU. That is an order that would drive you insane to be able to see happen live on stream. So you can see it already. They're looking for another score. PSU would love to get the gap going a little bit wider for themselves. But this is just such a great game of Rocket League played by PSU. Oh,
a big demo there and a big scoring opportunity maybe, but the recovery again from PSU is there. Respawn is in, trying to go off the back wall. Cheetah looking to clear, just over 10 seconds remaining. I think it's safe to say that this one is done and dusted. PSU come through strong, and their defense will hold for these final few seconds, and they will even up the scoreline in the series. Now will be 1-1 tie ball game as we get ready to head into game 3.
Game 3. What a great showing. And you can see, you brought up a point that I really like, Cap, where it was VCU going for the same shots that worked well for them, right? They did the same shots, but they were just a little off, just a little to the side, little on the bar. We saw that time and time again inside this game. Multiple shots made. VCU had ball possession for a good portion of the game, but what happened was those fast breaks that PSU scored 1 goal with inside of game number 1. Hey, yo, there were a lot of fast breaks in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, leading those fast breaks was Cheetah. They come through with a hat trick, getting 3 goals on the board and an assist. That is 100% goal participation coming from Cheetah. Pretty much the spearhead of this offense coming from PSU. Now, the only problem is that they have to do it again. You know, they went down in game number 1. They were able to answer back in game number 2. Can they keep that momentum going? Can they keep that pace of play? And can they start to incorporate everyone in these scoring opportunities? Like, it's great that Cheetah is there getting the hat tricks, getting 3 goals, but you cannot rely on a single person to carry you to those victories. Everybody has to start getting involved for PSU, or VSU could possibly take the lead again.
Ready to get into the game. Everybody is loading on in yet again as we get ready for this game. Cheetah popping off. Player to watch from PSU. See if that can be the case still going forward inside this game. More of those fast breaks. VCU. Now they have an idea to keep an eye out for those fast break moments. Maybe they keep somebody back behind ready for those fast breaks. They have to adapt. They have to survive. They have to figure out what exactly is the kink in PSU's armor. As you can almost see, them trying to move the ball forward, it got turned right back around. Cheetah was looking at the goal already.
Yeah, and also something they needed some communication, because again, there was a midfield pass looking for a redirect, and both players from VCU decided to leap on it, and just like that, you know, they gave possession back away. So right now, VCU, they really have to start to control themselves if they want to try and bring this series back to in their favor. I mean, bringing some demos couldn't hurt either, you know.
That's the thing about working with fire, you know, sometimes it rages out of control. VCU, they want that. They are trying to find that way to become that tempered flame at the current moment in time, but you can see it's going a little wild, hitting off those posts, right at the top, right off the side, wherever it can go, it's everywhere but net for VCU, and it's this ironclad defense of PSU that's holding strong, waiting for that fast breakaway. Yet again, you can see it just every single time the ball drops in front of the post. VCU swings, but it's a swing and a miss.
Unfortunate, feels bad. I am liking the physical play, liking the demos. Now coming from PSU as well. As you can see, PSU now on the counterattack, coming out of the corner fast. 26 has no boost to go fast, as now the counterattack is underway for VCU.
Yeah, you can see it. That boost was there. Could have been a different story, but characteristic for PSU. We're not prepared for the fast breakaway at that current moment in time. Cheetah looking to carry it. Good interception. Was able to disrupt the flow, but Bolster's going to go ahead and carry it on over to the other side. That is the thing about PSU. These fast breakaways, they're not a controlled force to be reckoned with, and they almost bit them inside of that play. VCU yet again juggling the ball in front of the net, just looking for a goal. Please just give it to them.
Yeah, but that's a good thing though, in a way, because again, the more that they're taking shots on offense, the less attempts that PSU are going to get. So as long as you stay on that offensive side of the pitch and you keep PSU confined into their own half, you can miss as many shots as you want, because at the end of the day, you're taking that number away from PSU. But eventually, you're absolutely correct. VCU, they're just going to have to control themselves. And, you know, instead of just constantly putting shots on, try and put a shot where the defense simply is not.
You're a wildfire. You can't control how much fuel you got inside the tank. PSU, good defense, keeps the ball away from the net, but that's a great pass. Intercepted yet again, centered up right in front of the post. I love the wait and hold, but check out who's on the breakaway. It's Cheetah coming through as the ball does get cleared away. VCU back onto the other side of the field, and they're doing a great job controlling these fast breakaways, though. They're occurring more often. That is terrifying for this squad.
And now here goes Pulsar out of the corner, looking to find a teammate there. Gets blocked by two from VCU. Weezer now trying to put one on, as that one will be deflected. Back to the midfield we go as Grayson Tree has to drop back towards the wall. Can't get the touch. This is on target. Cheetah again will score for PCU. PSU, apologies.
This was such a good shot. Just right off of the wall like this. Carry it on over. Just carries it over into the net. And yet again, it's off VCU. Got it clear. Cheetah's the one that intercepts. Cheetah gets it up onto the wall with some assistance from Pulsar. Just a great showing, and the theming is staying the same. PSU, they're getting these clears. If you give them space to work, these players, they're not doing any fancy passes. They're just driving it right into your net.
And now going back the other way, PSU looking for another counterattack, and they will find it. And who else but Cheetah now has two on the board for PSU.
Hey, yo, Cheetah, you got a GPS for the net right now? Like, he just keeps driving it in there each and every single time. He didn't forget the coordinates from the last time. Same spot, same place. Takes a little bit of a different path, but gets it right there in that corner. PSU, again, they are just driving it in. There is no fancy shots. There's no fancy passes. It is just simple. I take ball, I put it on the hood, I bring it on forward. You can see PSU, they're trying to get those passes in. They can't find any place to swing. That's free.
Oh, another swing being taken by Cheetah, and Cheetah does not miss. Now going for the hat trick again. Cheetah gets their third in game 3.
Yeah, somebody at this point in time, who on VCU wants to play Twisted Metal for the rest of the game and hunt down Cheetah, right? Like, yeah, it's time to play a little demolition derby. You need to start marking Cheetah. Cheetah's having too much freeway, and as soon as I say that, PSU's the one that gets the demo, but Wizard gets sweet, sweet vengeance. Actually, I need to see how this one even occurred. Oh, he got the touch here.
Yeah, we've seen this in the previous game too, as well. In game 2, when PSU had a commanding lead, and then VSU decides to start scoring within the last minute of play. But that's just not going to work against this PSU squad. If you're going to be striking off a lot of these counterattacks, and you got to do it a little bit earlier. I mean, we had 5 minutes of regulatory time, and now in the last 40 is when we see VCU finally find themselves on the board.
The crazy thing is that was a contested check. VCU, they find themselves getting ahead on those moments, but check this out. Solo play coming out from fast, making sure to get the ball over there onto the other side. You see VCU is a little confused, right? They were waiting on some sort of a pass to magically come across their way, but there's nobody who's going to send it on that way. And when PSU is the ones that are in control of the ball, and now the timer out for VCU. They got game 1. But you know what? Game 2, game 3, they don't go their way. BSU are now at match point.
Yeah, that they are. VCU, again, they have a lot of aggression there. Look at the shot count. I mean, my goodness, you're looking at 8-4 in the favor of VCU. And in no other circumstance are you thinking that PSU is the team that comes out on top in this scenario. VCU doubled the shot count of their opponent and still fell. It's because the shot accuracy isn't there. Again, it's like a loose cannon. It's like a glass cannon. It's all offense and unfortunately for them, not too much substance. They need to really control themselves a little bit more instead of just trying to force the ball in, and really stop trying to force the opportunity and really allow the opportunity to come to them. Because every time they take a shot, it's either gonna go off. It's been going off the crossbar, the sidebar, just off the backboard, or the defense is able to put a stop to it. I mean, granted, you're looking at the save count. My goodness, that is 6 saves. I know. 6 saves coming from PSU. Absolutely extraordinary defense.
And I believe we just had a graphic that was being shown on the screen, or it might be shown on the screen, about the matches and how they've gone. It's crazy. VCU, they pick up the first dub for themselves, right? They had a good dub for themselves. And then the next couple games, right? PSU make the comeback. They made the adjustment. And I feel like VCU, we're seeing them make a couple adjustments of their own, right? We're starting to see 1 or 2 members stay back a little bit more, which is giving PSU actually more time to move the ball around, which is turning into their favor. So VCU, your soul searching's done. The defense, okay, sure, it hasn't been able to find its moment, but that offense from game number 1, that's what you need to find yourself.
Yeah, let's see if they can find it, because again, one thing that I at least think that is lacking from VCU right now is the team synergy.
Oh,
it honestly feels like instead of playing a 3v3, they're playing a 3v1, 3v1, 3v1. I need to see more team synergy from VCU.
I mean, realistically too, right? Like, you're seeing it again. It's a lot of these one touches from PSU. PSU is doing a lot of solo plays as well, which could be disturbing the flow a little bit for them, right? And you see that they have tried to go for passes, but they're not connecting. They're hitting the crossbar. They're hitting the backboard. They're not finding that ideal moment. And now, unlike every other game we found, PSU is just putting on a strangling amount of pressure inside this game. Just check this out. Just all 3 members are just chasing the ball, and Pulsar, they're the ones that see the ball in there, able to find their moment after Cheetah's been having the spotlight on them.
Yeah, everyone from on the side of VSU, they're playing on ball. Like, they're always just striving for the ball. And again, we've counted several double commits coming from the side of VCU, but they really need to share the field, and that's what's causing these double commits, is that everyone playing on ball and no one's playing the field. So now you have 2, sometimes even 3 VCU players all in the same spot, all in the same position on the field, because everyone is trying to vie for the ball at the same time.
Cannot do it. Somebody's got to keep their eye out for the shot. Somebody's got to keep their eye out for where the ball is going to go to next. If everybody is chasing, you're just a dog chasing cars, you know what I'm saying? Is not a good place to be at.
No, it is not. Meanwhile, PSU, they are dissecting the field a little bit more. Like, I noticed they are patrolling that midfield line very well, at least so far. The only danger so far is when you have 2 players on the back wall, and that exactly is what happens. you create an opening, and just like that, VCU able to finally get the passing game online, even off of still double committing and finding a goal, even score 1-1.
You could see there was actually a block that would have gone through there, but he was inside of the net when he was there, so he just got exploded on as well. Tied up game. VCU finding a little bit more of themselves, finding about what makes them great inside of this game where PSU is at match point. We have a lot of people inside of chat that have been cheering on PSU. We salute you for coming out and supporting your team. But right now, the VCU players, they are trying everything. They are rallying up the troops at this very much so close moment inside of the game. It is the biggest moment for them. They got to clutch this out, get that advantage. That way they can go on to that final match.
Yeah, Pulsar now from the near post hits this one out. Unfortunate touch there, but it does find its way towards the other side of the pitch. VCU trying to take control as Fish Guy gets the pinch right into Pulsar. And we're going right back into VCU territory. This one now goes up high, fast, able to get the touch out towards the mid. The defense is there, and now will be redirected the other way.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. So taking note of the fact that a lot of what PSU does is not passes to one another. There are lobs. They are just these lofty lobs that they just throw out there, and they say, hey, somebody from PSU, swing at it. Go for it, baby. You can see it. All three members just swung there, and it is a miss, but they haven't struck out just yet as they keep the ball over there. Finally, VCU able to get a good clear, but do not have control just yet.
Well, this one again going to be going up high. Follow-up shot is good. The crispy Fish Guy able to get the go-ahead goal here for VCU.
Absolutely fried them on that one. Great shot on the post, and you can see they tried to get the block in. It's at such an odd angle to try and do that. That's such a hard shot to actually deal with, and it just bounces right off the hood into a beautiful corner shot. PSU, they're down a point inside of it. VCU in a comfortable spot. It's exactly where they wanted to be at. PSU, these long breakaways, right? These solo plays that I was talking about where they get the ball and just do these fast breaks, they're not being as effective. VCU's done a good job of shutting that down.
Yeah, and that's where they are able to contend, is when they bring the speed. Let's see if PSU can return the favor, as this one is going to be going towards the VCU net. Gets batted down by Weezard. The follow-up is there out of the corner. Pulsar from up on high is able to get the touch and get the tie.
Beautiful shot here. Cheetah hits it off of the wall, and check it out. Pulsar just rotates in, does a barrel roll for the style points, and brings the ball into the net. Just great stuff. Now we have a tied game. Cap, tied game. A minute left. We might have a sudden death on our hands.
We very well could, but again, I think that's going to be up to PSU. PSU, for the most part, has been controlling the pace of the game. They've been controlling the possession, and the only time that they really falter is when they can't keep up with the speed of VCU. VCU, so fast when it comes to their offense, or rather for their transitions. It makes it hard for PSU to keep up with. So as long as PSU can match that speed, they should be okay. But a block goes and will be deflected off the side. My goodness, PSU managed to keep the game tied.
Just barely. That was so nasty. All three players were on offense. They were on the other side. They had to waste all their boost to get over there to stop the play from happening. Now the ball's back over into the center field. It gets lobbed. It gets blocked. You're going to be going into sudden death unless there could be a big miracle shot here from VCU, but it looks like it's just going to go off the wall. Both these teams are just going to look at sudden death possibly. Oh, no buzzer beater there. It's overtime, baby.
Yeah, here we go, golden goal opportunity. Now the clock will tick up, and the first one to score will take the dub. Going up on high now, big backboard opportunity. The follow-up shot is there, but it is not good. Cheetah able to deflect the first shot here of OT.
Yo, that was too close for comfort there in the added time. If PSU win this, it is game, set, match. VCU wins this, they still got another round to play after this. They're gonna have to go through it. PSU though, they say we want our shot at 30 seconds on the clock at a time. Was just enough for PSU to get that goal.
Yeah, beautiful read here again, right above the crossbar. Had that been like a pixel or two lower, that would have hit crossbar and then went straight down. So again, great read coming from Pulsar to know that it's actually not going to bounce down, it's going to bounce straight back. So again, a very tough read to make, but Pulsar was able to get the job done and come away with the hat trick and come away with the Savior medal and shoot at 95%. Pulsar, well-deserved MVP of Game 3.
Yeah, game 3, it definitely felt like it was the poster show for these goals, and we got to see them finesse the goal quite a bit of times, and that's what PSU needed. PSU needed that person to be able to finesse it, right? Because we saw VCU adapt. They started adapting. They started figuring, all right, you guys want to grab the ball? Cheetah grabs the ball and just dribbles it into the net. Okay, cool. That is fine. But you now get to see PSU. They come out victorious. 3-1 victory, though, for them. VCU did not make it easy whatsoever.
No, they did not. Again, it was that overwhelming amount of speed that was so hard for PSU to really try and counter. But at the end of the day, it was that speed that ended up getting VCU, unfortunately, on the latter half of the scorecard. I mean, they really, ultimately kind of punished themselves. We saw it so many times where they were just bringing that speed over and over and over again, but it was the lack of communication that led to double commits. It led to over aggression, forcing their way into enemy territory that left their net vulnerable. And I think, the speed is great, but if there's no control of that speed, then that aggression that you are bringing to the pitch becomes a double-edged sword, and you end up cutting yourself.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. I love it. But hey, that is it. I mean, hey, the energy was definitely picked up from PSU. I don't know if you've been aware of it whatsoever, Kat, but Twitch chat has been going crazy for PSU. So definitely a fan favorite. We had some people inside of the chat that was just like, yo, I was at PSU when the esports team were still newish. It's got to feel good to come back into a stream and be like, yo, my team's popping off. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I do not look at Twitch chat whenever I'm casting, commentating, analyzing, whatever the case may be, because I'll get distracted. I'll start going down I'll go down the Twitch rabbit hole, because once I
my
start,
mustache looked funny.
yeah, I was about to say, once I start, I can't stop. So yeah, I can't do the doom scroll because then I'll never get back.
Nah, I got that multitask. I got that dog in me. But we'll go ahead and see what players may have that dog in them from PSU. I think we're going to get ourselves set up for a interview, it does look like. So we're going to go ahead and take ourselves in there. Let me check it out. I believe we should have a interview coming up. I'm not entirely sure. So I will send us over to a break, and we will be right back after this short little intermission. everyone. Welcome on back to the Unified Collegiate League. We're over here inside of the Fall 2024. We got that Premier League. We got that flow. I'm Travis. I'm joined here with Captain Ahsoka. And I'm joined here with, I almost want to call you Little Bro because your window's just a little bit tinier than our shit. But how is it going? You guys just came off of a pretty big win for y'all.
Yeah, it was fun out there, I wasn't really expecting to go 3 in a row after getting that first loss, but we pulled it out.
Yeah, and one thing I gotta ask you is that over there at PSU, I need to know what it's like. Like, you guys have such a great team. I can only imagine that you have a good esports program over there at PSU. So I gotta ask: do y'all have a facility where you like to practice at? Is there a coach? Like, give me the lowdown on what it's like being a player for PSU.
Yeah, we have a coach, and there's like facilities at like main campus. Me personally, I don't go to main campus, but I know that there's like facilities at main campus. Like we have an esports room.
Yeah, and I can already tell that you have taken charge of these games. Again, you kept showing up at the top of the scorecard. Again, where we're seeing a lot of hat tricks, we're seeing a lot of savior medals, a lot of high score goaling participation. So I need to assume that you have a big brain up there. Tell me, what is it that you're actually studying there at PSU?
I don't know about a big brain. I mean, I'm studying mechanical engineering, but I use what I have left in my brain to play this game. It's really,
The
really
remaining
fun.
brain cells.
Yeah, it's really fun. Honestly, I just had a insane performance today. I'm usually not the best on this team, but we all pulled through. And it was very fun out there.
Tell me a little bit then. I want to know, what is the ritual for when you guys win then? Because this dub felt good, right? Do y'all go out and grab some food? What's on the menu for tonight? Let me get the team dynamic.
I mean, usually after these nights, we usually just fill in 6-mans. Or like we have a bunch of people in our Discord that we just play 6-mans with, and it gets funny. Play like very non-serious, but we just joke around in there. Very much.
I feel it. You still got the feeling. Still want to keep playing. I respect it. Well, Cheetah, before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Because I'm going to be real. PSU has had the loudest fandom inside of Twitch chat inside of this. So
Yeah.
I want to, real quick, you got any shout outs you want to give out, Cheetah?
Yeah. Shout out, obviously, to my teammates out there, Pulsar and Fast. Shout out to Happy. He's our moderator. Shout out to Fahad. He's our div head for Rocket League. And of course, shout out Navex. He's one of our coaches. And one last shout out to Ro the Bro, my best friend. Thank you, man, for watching.
Hey, that's what we love to hear. Well, Cheetah, thank you for the amazing gameplay, and congratulations yet again on the dubs. I hope you have a good night of 6-mans awaiting you inside of your games for the night, and hopefully you get some good shots just like you did tonight.
All right, you guys have a nice night too.
You too, same. All right, well, with that being said, that's it for us on it. I love getting to hear from Cheetah. That was great. I'm glad. I always love getting to hear from the players. But Cheetah is really good, especially because, like I said, the turnabout cap, the amount of PSU fans that we had inside of chat was crazy.
Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I mean, I didn't look at it, but from what you're telling me,
it was great. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was litty in the chat. But again, I'm afraid of chat, so I don't go there. But anyway, I mean, we just had ourselves a great day, and I love talking to Cheetah again. I like getting to know the player behind the sticks, right? And then Cheetah comes on here and he says, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have a big brain," but then it's like, "Oh yeah, I major in mechanical engineering,"
I do also respect and feel the vibe of, I use what's left of my brain cells, because I completely get with that. That is me. That was me in college. I'm same way, brother. Same way. But with that, I want to, before we go ahead and throw things over to finish things off in the night, because that was our series of the night, I do want to remind you that we have games going on throughout the entire week. We have a variety of esports titles for you to be able to go check out. Overwatch is on Mondays, Rocket League on Tuesdays, League of Legends on Wednesdays, Valorant on Thursdays, and Friday, we Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Well, Ultimate, not Brawl. Brawl's a different game. But
yeah, I was about to say, don't get it twisted now, because the Smash community will bite your head off.
They'll get you.
Oh yeah,
Look, I'm
especially
just
the
thinking about
melee
scrapping,
people.
brother. That's all I'm thinking about.
Especially the Smash Melee people.
Oh yeah. I'm not trying to get wave dashed upon inside of it. No hate comments wave dashing towards me. But Cap, it was a good night of Rocket League. Fun games. Do you have anything you'd like to say to anybody before we send us on off? Anything important you'd like to say? Confessions.
Oh, what?
Maybe.
Nothing important, and no confessions. Why would I confess on a recorded thing? If I was confessing anything, I don't want it being live and recorded. I can't get caught in 4K. What's the matter with you? No. But so no confessions here, but I will say, and again, it's not very important, but it's just another great week here at the Unified Collegiate League. I'm so happy to be here again. I really love being able to watch these players play. I like being able to be a part of it. I like bringing the stories to life. I like being able to meet the players behind the controller. I like being able to talk to chat. I like talking to you guys. I like having the chat around. I like
just afraid of you.
Yeah, definitely afraid of you though. Kind of like how I am with cats. I love cats, but I don't trust them very much. Same thing. And then Travis, always great being able to commentate with you. And a big thanks, of course, to the people in the background making all the real magic happen. I'm talking about Zeph. I'm talking about Ramsey, and everybody else involved here at the UCL.
I love it. I love all the love inside of it. Well, that's going to do it here for us today. We'll go ahead and catch y'all same time, same place tomorrow for what is going to be, the schedule says, League of Legends. So make sure you tune on in and we will catch y'all there. Take care and have a great rest of your night.